ALL आहे ना?
Yes, sir.
इथे का दिसत नाही तुम्ही?
Sir, don't give space between the student and number 225.
हां.
Write it continuously, then you will find it.
225. हां. Student 225. But that 3 dots are not coming. Here. More option, make presenter. Okay. Change. Now you are also a presenter. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir, yes. Sir, I'm
Okay.
sharing my PPT. May I?
Hi, no problem.
Okay, sir, okay. Okay. Afternoon, everyone. I am Mallika. I am going to take seminar over the topic of heat transfer. So let me know my screen is visible to all. Please response.
You have to wait for
Yes.
5 seconds,
Yes, it
because
is visible.
even we are responding, you will get it the answer late, 5 to 3 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes. So it is visible. Screen is visible.
Yes, yes.
Okay. My voice is also audible then.
You expand the screen, full screen,
Yes, sir. Yes.
so that they will.
Okay, so as I have told, today the seminar topic is the heat transfer. In this chapter, we are going to have glance over the objectives, its application, the heat transfer mechanisms, the Fourier's law, heat transfer by conduction, convection, and radiation, and heat exchanger and heat interchangers. These are the bits which are present in our syllabus copy. So let's move with the first slide where it tells us the introduction. So first point says that the heat transfer is the physical process involving
Just you can go very slow, no problem. We are having lot much of time. Okay.
yes sir yes yes.
Yes.
May I start?
Yes, continue.
Okay, the first point says that heat transfer is the physical process. It is also known as unit process, but yet it is the physical process involving the transfer of heat from hot areas to cold areas based on thermodynamics second law, which says that there is the transfer or flow of heat from hot body to the cold body. This thermodynamic second law says the same. That means the flow of heat occur from the region of hot to the region of cold. Okay. The second point says that the heat transfer occur through temperature difference, that is driving force. Driving force is nothing but the difference of temperature between the two ends. To explain this sentence, second point, I have made one diagrammatic form to explain you that sentence, and this third, fourth and fifth point says about that diagram. So you are seeing in the diagram there are two bodies, A and B. A is the hot body whereas B is the cold body. So third point says that heat transfer occurring from body A to body B. that is from the body, hot body to the cold body. The fourth point says that the A body loses thermal energy at a higher rate than the rate at which it gets absorbed by the body B. So what this sentence mean? Let me explore you. We are saying that there is the heat flow from hot body to cold body, but eventually what happens when there is the flow of heat from body A, there is the lose the thermal energy of that particular body also get pass to the cold body. That means the body A is losing its thermal energy at higher rate as compared to the rate at which the body B is absorbing that heat and that thermal energy from A. Are you getting what I am trying to say? Anyone, please?
Yes.
Okay. So, along with the heat, yes, sir.
Here, all the students, you have to get idea that here you are going to see how heat transfer. Heatचं ट्रान्सफर कशी होती. कंडक्शन मी म्हणणार नाही, कंडक्शन इज अ टाईप. म्हणजे हे बेसिक काय लक्षात घ्या की हीट कशी ट्रान्सफर होते, उष्णता, आणि तेच आपल्याला शिकायचं. कंडक्शन, कन्व्हेक्शन असे जे टाईप्स आहेत ते शिकायचे. तुम्हाला हे लक्षात आलं ना की हीट ट्रान्सफर आपण शिकतोय, नाहीतर मग ए टू बी, बी टू ए असं म्हटल्यावर थोडं कन्फ्युजन होतं. बेसिक काय लक्षात घ्या, हीट कशी ट्रान्सफर होती. ओके, कंटिन्यू प्लीज.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So, along with the transfer of heat, there is the transfer of thermal energy too. Okay, from hot body to cold body. The fifth point says that this causes a temperature drop in body A and eventually there is the increase in temperature in body B. Okay, the sixth point says that later the body A and body B have the same temperature. Such phase is known as thermal equilibrium. So these two arrows you are seeing now, these are the signs of equilibrium. So there will be a state at which the body A and body B will have the same temperature due to sharing and due to absorbing. And that phase, if it is achieved, is known as thermal equilibrium, or you can also say it as thermal stability. At this point, the heat transfer from hot body to cold body or vice versa doesn't happen. That means the heat transfer will stop at the thermal equilibrium or thermal stability point. You can note this point if you find it very rare. So in this slide, if any difficulty is there, may I know, please? Or may I proceed further?
No, you proceed, no problem.
Okay, few points I will also repeat it. So here in intro part we have just find one sentence in this whole 6 points, that the heat transfer occur from hot body to cold body, and when there is the equalizing of the temperature in both the bodies, the phase is known as thermal stability or thermal equilibrium, and at that point there will be no heat transfer. ठीक है? Any difficulty? बहुत फास्ट हो रहे हैं, बहुत फास्ट हो रहा है.
नहीं, it's okay.
Okay, thank you. Now let's proceed with the objectives of the heat transfer. What says the objectives? So first point says that heat transfer is an unit operations, no doubt. Second point says it helps us to understand the relation between the thermodynamics and heat transfer. We have seen that the heat transfer occurs from hot body to cold body based on second law of thermodynamics. So it establishes a relationship which will help us to know the various phenomena occurring in heat transfer. The third point says that to study the different modes of heat transfer, as the sir have put forth the three mechanisms, that is conduction, convection and radiation, that are the mechanism through which there is the heat transfer from molecules to molecule. that we are going to see in further slides. The fourth point says that to determine the rate of heat and cooling process, there are various formulas, there are laws of Fourier's law which help us to evaluate the rate of heat and cooling process. So let's proceed with the fifth point. Okay, to determine the efficiency of the equipment of heat exchanger. The heat exchanger is the device which is usually used to transfer heat from liquids to solids to liquid. We are also going to see in detail about the heat exchangers in the last slides. So till then, stick to the objectives part that it is used to determine the efficiency of equipment of heat exchanger. ठीक है, अभी 6 पॉइंट क्या बोल रहा है? It distinguish between the heat process from many other process. Yeah, in evaporation, if you remember, we have classified evaporation, drying, and heat processes. Likewise, the heat processes also help us to understand the various phenomena in which the heat process is used. In case of application, we are going to see, but heat process, even though it is an unit operation, it has its vital role in many other unit processes. In what unit processes? We will see it in application process. So objectives are clear to you all? Yes?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
then may I proceed to the application now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Now, in case of application, as I have mentioned earlier, that even though the heat transfer is a unit process, it has its vital role in other unit processes like drying, distillation, evaporation, crystallization, sterilization, and so on. So, in case of drying, let me elaborate it in great extent. In drying, if we are producing the tablet, okay, then we are supposed to pass on the heat to the bed of wet solid in sense wet solid in sense drugs that are used to incorporate into the form of tablet dosage form. ओके, समझ में आ रही है बात? ड्राइंग प्रोसेस में हमने एग्जाम्पल कौन सा लिया है? प्रोडक्शन ऑफ टैबलेट. तो प्रोडक्शन ऑफ टैबलेट के लिए जो कुछ भी हम ड्रग्स मॉलिक्यूल ले रहे हैं उसे ड्राई करने के लिए हम हीट इस्तेमाल करते हैं. सो फॉर दैट पर्पज अ वेरियस कैरियर्स आर रिक्वायर्ड विच कैरी द हीट फ्लो टू द ड्रग्स एंड विच इवेंचुअली डिजाइन इनटू द tablet dosage form. For that purpose, the heat flow and heat transfers are required. Second is the distillation. So here heat is supplied to the liquid mixtures for the conversion of liquid into vapor form, so that the individual vapor form will get distilled and get converted into condensed gas. समझ में आ रही है बात? डिस्टिलेशन में क्या करते हैं हम? सिंपल लिक्विड को डिस्टिल करके जो कुछ भी मॉलिक्यूल लिक्विड हम कॉन्सेंट्रेट करते हैं, जो गैस इवॉल्व होती है उसको क्या कहते हैं हम? कंडेंस्ड गैस. फॉर दैट पर्पज वी रिक्वायर द हीट. सो हीट ट्रांसफर विल ऑल्सो हैव इट्स रोल इन डिस्टिलेशन प्रोसेस. आप कौन से भी डिस्टिलेशन ले सकते हैं. स्टीम डिस्टिलेशन है, it will be a greater example of distillation. Okay, in case of evaporation too, क्या होता है evaporation में? Heat is supplied to convert the liquid into the vapor form. ठीक है, तो in evaporation more precisely we use the vegetable extract. For the vegetable extraction we are supposed to carry out very a keen heat transfer process so that evaporation process would give us pure form product or pure clear liquid. ठीक है, समझ में आ रही है बात या बहुत फास्ट हो रहा है? पहले 3 प्रोसेस क्लियर हो गए? हेलो?
Yes.
Yes.
ओके, ड्राइंग हो गया, डिस्टिलेशन हो गया, इवेपोरेशन हो गया। तो फोर्थ कौन सा है अपना? क्रिस्टलाइजेशन। सो बेसिकली व्हाट हैपन इन क्रिस्टलाइजेशन, वी आर नोन दैट द impurities are drained off and we are getting the crystal clear liquid. My voice is audible, na?
Yes, yes.
It is clearly audible, na?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, we were about the crystallization. So it is the saturated solution. Let's take the saturated solution to which the heat flow is taking place to bring about the super saturation of the solution. ठीक है, हम एक सॉल्यूशन ले रहे हैं जिसको जो सैचुरेटेड है ऑलरेडी, तो हम हीट उसको सप्लाई कर रहे हैं, तो वो क्या कन्वर्ट हो गया? सुपर सैचुरेटेड सॉल्यूशन में कन्वर्ट हो गया। मतलब उसमें जो इम्प्यूरिटीज थी वो ड्रेन ऑफ हो गई बिकॉज वी हैव सप्लाइड द हीट टू इट. So on other hand, removal of heat from saturated solution also facilitates the crystallization. Okay. In case of sterilization, the heat is in the form of steam under high pressure. We have seen in case of microbiology the autoclave form of sterilization where the steam is present under high pressure and it is implemented to the specific containers or equipment to sterilize it. ठीक है, तो heat is in the form of steam under high pressure, that is the example of autoclave. And also not only the heat but the application of heat transfer, that is dry heat, is also used to sterilize various glass equipments, and gloves, sterilized gloves can be obtained from the dry heat sterilization. ठीक है, क्रिस्टलाइजेशन और स्टेरिलाइजेशन प्रोसेस भी क्लियर हो गए? Yes, please.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. The 6th, 7th and 8th, sorry वो 7 बार 2 बार रिपीट हो गया. Boiling, fusion and sublimation have the heat transfer has the importance in boiling, fusion and sublimation too. In sublimation what will happen? There is the transfer of solid to the gaseous state without transferring the solid to liquid. Directly there is the transfer of solid to gaseous state by the implementation of heat. Fusion में क्या होता है? There is the fusion or there is the bond formation between the two molecules by supplementing the heat transfer. In boiling too, it is the part under the evaporation. ठीक है, applications clear हो गए? सारे applications clear हो गए?
Yes.
Here the 8 applications are useful for the understanding the various unit processes where the heat transfer is vital. Let's proceed with the mechanism of heat transfer, which is the core part of the lesson, which states that the heat transfer occur from hot body to cold body through 3 mechanisms as follows: conduction, convection and radiation. We are going to see very deeply by these 3 mechanisms. So first is conduction. So first point usually depicts its definition, which says that when the flow of heat take place between the atom to its adjacent atom without any mixing of actual atom, such transfer of heat is known as conduction. तो कंडक्शन बेसिकली क्या हो गया अपना? जो हीट हम सप्लाई कर रहे हैं एक मॉलिक्यूल में, जो एटम्स कंस्टिट्यूएंट एटम्स इनबिल्ड होते हैं उस मॉलिक्यूल में, वो हीट एक एटम से दूसरे एटम के पास हो रही है, एक एटम से दूसरे एटम तक. तो वो जो पासिंग है हीट का वो ऐसे लीनियर हो रहा है, वहाँ पे ना ही कोई कोलिजन है एटम की, ना ही कोई मिक्सिंग है, तो ये सिंपल सा क्या हो गया, देयर इज द हीट ट्रांसफर फ्रॉम एटम टू एटम विदाउट एनी एक्चुअल मिक्सिंग ऑफ एटम, सच हीट ट्रांसफर इज नोन एज कंडक्शन। क्लियर हो गई डेफिनेशन। तो सेकेंड पॉइंट देखो, इट टेक प्लेस इन सॉलिड्स वेयर एटम मूवमेंट्स आर रेस्ट्रिक्टेड। व्हाई कंडक्शन टेक प्लेस ओनली इन सॉलिड्स? बिकॉज in solids we are well known that the constituent particles are connected so strongly that the intermolecular space in between the particles or atoms are negligible. So because of that the movement of those atoms are restricted. तो वो movement restrict हो रहा है तो मिक्सिंग और कोलिजन का सवाल ही नहीं उठता। तो इन सॉलिड्स क्या होता है, हीट ट्रांसफर कौन से मैकेनिज्म पे बेस्ड है, कंडक्शन, क्योंकि मूवमेंट ऑफ पार्टिकल्स आर रेस्ट्रिक्टेड ड्यू टू नो प्रेजेंस ऑफ इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर स्पेस। ठीक है। थर्ड पॉइंट देखो क्या है, on receiving energy from hot body the atoms get vibrated and pass on the same energy to its adjacent atom without actual mixing it। ठीक है, हम हीट ट्रांसफर कर रहे हैं एक कंपाउंड में, तो हीट जो ट्रांसफर हो गई है एक एटम से दूसरे एटम तक, तो ट्रांसफर करते टाइम पे जो एटम वो एनर्जी ले रहा है वो ऑटोमेटिकली क्या हो रहा है, वाइब्रेट हो रहा है। ड्यू टू दैट वाइब्रेशन इट पास इट्स एनर्जी टू एडजेसेंट एटम। ठीक है, ये थर्ड पॉइंट यही अपने को बताता है that on receiving energy from hot body the atoms get vibrated and pass on the same energy to its adjacent atom without actual mixing it or any collision, without any collision. The fourth point says that later when temperature between the two ends becomes equal, such case is known as thermal stability or thermal equilibrium when the when नहीं है वहां पे where है, where the heat transfer is stopped। ठीक है, फोर्थ पॉइंट हमने इंट्रोडक्शन में ही क्लियर कर दिया था। तो हमें कंडक्शन में क्या रिमेंबर करना है, कौन से पॉइंट्स, दैट कंडक्शन द हीट ट्रांसफर ऑकर फ्रॉम वन एटम टू अनदर एटम और एडजेसेंट एटम विदाउट एनी मिक्सिंग और एनी कोलिजन इज नोन एज कंडक्शन। एंड ये कंडक्शन मैकेनिज्म सॉलिड्स में बेसिकली ऑब्जर्व होता है जहाँ पर मूवमेंट्स ऑफ पार्टिकल्स आर रेस्ट्रिक्टेड एंड जब एनर्जी और हीट आपको एक मॉलिक्यूल एटम में दी जाती है, वो हीट एडजेसेंट एटम को पास ऑन की जाती है बाय द वाइब्रेशन ऑफ दैट एटम, पर्टिकुलर एटम। ठीक है, ये 4 पॉइंट्स क्लियर हो गए कंडक्शन के, या बहुत फास्ट हो गया?
No, it's normal. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So it's conduction. ठीक है, let's proceed with the convection. It is the basic information about the process, what is actual conduction and convection and radiation. In further we are going to see the derivations and the equation based on Fourier's law. So yet you are supposed to stick with the definition. मतलब आगे हमने बोला that conduction इस process में, इस equipment में है, तो आपको क्लिक होना चाहिए दैट कंडक्शन मीन्स व्हाट, देयर इज द ट्रांसफर ऑफ हीट विदाउट एक्चुअल मिक्सिंग और कोलिजन ऑफ एटम्स। तो वो बस क्लिक होने के लिए मैंने स्लाइड्स बनाए हैं। तो एक्चुअल जो डेरिवेशंस का पार्ट है वो आगे के स्लाइड्स में प्रेजेंट है। सो लेट्स प्रोसीड विद द नेक्स्ट मैकेनिज्म दैट इज कन्वेक्शन। व्हाट सेज इट्स? It says that when heat flow is achieved by actual mixing of warmer portion to cool portion of same material, the process is known as convection. तो हमने क्या बोला है यहाँ, there is the transfer of heat from one atom to another or adjacent atom by actual mixing. तो actual mixing of what? Warmer portion to cool portion of same material. तो ये तो यही हो गया जब हमने हीट ट्रांसफर कर दी. पहला जो एटम प्रेजेंट है मॉलिक्यूल का उसने एटम वो हीट को एब्सॉर्ब कर लिया तो वो क्या हो गया? हॉट हो गया. और उसका जो एडजेसेंट एटम है वो तो कूल ही है ना अभी तक. तो जब वो हॉट वाला एटम उसकी एनर्जी कूल वाले एटम को ट्रांसफर करेगा तब तक वो प्रोसेस क्या रहेगी? क्या रहेगी? कंडक्शन रहेगी. क्योंकि अभी तक वो पहला पार्टिकल जो है हॉट वाला उसने अभी तक उसकी एनर्जी वो एडजेसेंट एटम को नहीं दी. इन कन्वेक्शन हम क्या पढ़ रहे हैं? जब वो हॉट और कोल्ड एटम दोनों मिक्स करेंगे एक दूसरे को और कोलाइड करेंगे एक दूसरे पर तब वो एनर्जी हॉट एटम से कूल एटम को ट्रांसफर करेगी. ठीक है, क्लियर हो गया या कंफ्यूज कर दिया मैंने?
कंटिन्यू यू.
Okay, so first point क्या है? When heat flow is achieved by actual mixing of warmer portion to cool portion of same material, the process is known as, or the heat transfer by this process is known as convection. किस तरह से भी आप लिख सकते हो. The second point says that this is actual physical movement of molecules and it occurs in fluids and gas where molecules show intermolecular space. So it is opposite to conduction. क्या क्या opposite है इसमें? फर्स्ट पॉइंट यहाँ पे हीट ट्रांसफर हो रही है बाय द मिक्सिंग ऑफ एटम्स और collision of atoms. Second point, it occurs in fluids and gas where there is the intermolecular space between the particles so that they will move from their place and get collide with their adjacent atom and thus eventually they pass on their heat flow. ये तीनों points आपको whether it is understandable?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. In case
Yes.
of example, let's see the hot radiator warms the room by warming the atmospheric air around and thus warmed air flourishes rest of room through convection. Now we are taking the example here room. The room is composed of atmospheric air. The atmospheric air shows various gaseous molecules, methane, nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide. These are all gaseous state matters. That means the molecules are having large intermolecular space. So there is the easier transformation of heat from one atom to adjacent atom by convection. That means by mixing with each other. ठीक है, हमने यहाँ पे मैंने यहाँ पे जो एग्जाम्पल लिया है वो हॉट रेडिएटर का है which warms the room by warming the atmospheric air around and thus the warmed air flourishes rest of room through convection mechanism. ठीक है, let's proceed with the radiation. The first point says that the heat transfer occur through electromagnetic waves. The second point says there is the no direct contact between the molecules. The radiation doesn't require any medium for heat transfer. It takes place in vacuum. So radiation basically it is the heat transfer mechanism which occur by the aid or through electromagnetic waves. There is no direct contact between the molecules. The molecules through which the heat flow is occurring, there is the no direct contact between the molecules. Third point is radiation doesn't require any medium for heat transfer. Fourth, it takes place in vacuum. Examples are solar heaters and solar cookers which based on the radiation. ठीक है, let's proceed. Can I proceed?
Yes.
Okay. Now you are seeing the heat transfer by conduction.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Let once minute. So you are seeing this diagram.
Yes.
Yes.
Now you are going
Yes.
to see one formula which based on the Fourier's law. So it's easy one, but let me elaborate you once. Okay. Now here this A is the area of this container, where L is the thickness of this container, and these two lines you are seeing, it is the metal between the hot area. Suppose this is the hot area and this is the cold area, and in between it is the metal. Why there is the presence of metal in between hot area and cold area? Because it will transfer the heat from hot area to cold area. ठीक है, तो जो मेटल है उसकी क्या है, डायमेंशन dl है. ठीक है. Now come to the first point. If heat is transferred through a metal of area A and thickness L, so it is the metal of area A and thickness L. Let's T1 is the higher temperature of one phase, while T2 is the lower temperature of another phase. As I have mentioned earlier, this phase is phase of hot area and this phase is the phase of cold area. So second point says that let the temperature T1 will be the temperature of hot area and let the temperature T2 be the temperature of cold area. Just a minute. T2 be the temperature of cold area. The third point says the heat flow will occur from hot body to cold body, no doubt. ठीक है. और फोर्थ पॉइंट क्या बता रहे हैं हमें, Fourier's law states that heat flow is the directly proportional to the area and temperature difference, while it is inversely proportional to the thickness. So Fourier's law states that the rate of heat flow is directly proportional to what? Area of metal which is present in between hot area and cold area, and the temperature difference. That means T1 temperature of hot area and T2 temperature of cold area. That means delta T is equal to T2 minus T1. That delta T is what? Temperature difference. So the rate of heat flow is equal to or directly proportional to the area of metal and temperature difference between the hot area and cold area, that is T1 and T2. But subsequently it is inversely proportional to the thickness of metal, that is L. Therefore, Q is nothing but the rate of heat flow which is equal to the area of metal. This is T2 minus T1, that is delta T, which means the temperature difference between hot area and cold area, and inversely proportional to the thickness, which is the thickness of the metal. Or this equation can be also represented as Q is equal to Km into A delta T by L. Delta T or T2 minus T1. Anyhow you can write it down. Where Km is the mean proportion constant. ठीक है. Any doubt in this? समझ में आया है ये पार्ट? Yes, anyone please?
Yes.
क्योंकि इतना हार्ड नहीं है. आपको कंडक्शन ये मैकेनिज्म तो क्या यू आर रिमेम्बरिंग कंडक्शन मैकेनिज्म नाउ, नो डाउट. नाउ वी आर सपोज टू emphasize on Fourier's law, which states that the rate of heat flow is directly proportional to the area of metal and the temperature difference between the hot and cold area and inversely proportional to the thickness. तो हमने वो we have plotted it into the formula form and we have derived this equation that Q is equal to Km into A T2 minus T1 by L, where Km is the mean proportionality constant. May I proceed with the next slide?
Excuse me.
Yes, please.
T2 minus
T2 minus.
Q value is negative.
Yeah, it gives the okay. The negative value depicts the decrease in the temperature. If we take the substance, for example, I have also shared that view in this next slide. You will get familiar with that negative sign and that derivation in next slide. It is just to know how that formula have came. ठीक है?
Okay.
So next slide says that the Fourier's law or law of heat conduction. The Fourier's law is also known as law of heat conduction. Guys, let me tell you all, these are the notes which I have wrote from the Subramaniam book. So you will find each and every beat which is present in Subramaniam book as it is in my PPT. So I have just made this PPT little bit convenient to you all, and each and every point I have explored in one slide. So you will find each and every content, but have some patience. ठीक है, तो हम कहाँ थे? फॉरियर्स लॉ और लॉ ऑफ हीट कंडक्शन. हमने देखा है फॉरियर्स लॉ क्या कहता है. It states that there is the rate of heat transfer is directly proportional to the area and temperature difference, but inversely proportional to the thickness. So first point says the rate of heat transfer through a material is proportional to the negative temperature gradient and to the area at right angle to that gradient through which heat flows. Now let me explore you this first point. There is the rate at which the heat transfer is occurring in a material. That rate of heat transfer is directly proportional to the negative temperature gradient. This temperature gradient is nothing but the dl by dt by dx. We will see it what it is actual, but till then stick with that. It is the rate of heat transfer is proportional to the negative temperature gradient and to the area at right angle to that gradient through which heat flows. ठीक है, it is proportional to the negative temperature gradient and to the area at right angle to that gradient through which heat flows. Clear with the first point? It is proportional to the negative temperature gradient and the area which is present right angle to the temperature gradient at which the heat flows. ठीक है. सेकेंड पॉइंट देखो क्या बोलता है. इफ वी कंसिडर द हीट ट्रांसफर थ्रू अ मेटल वॉल ऑफ एरिया ए by the process of conduction, then the heat of conduction is given as. Now we are saying that heat transfer is occurring through the mechanism called conduction. Without collision or mixing of atoms, there is the transfer of heat. So for that mechanism, the rate of heat transfer equation is given as delta Q is equal to minus K into A into dt by dx. Sonali, if you get the equation now? You got the equation?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So where the delta, Q is the rate of heat transfer, K is the thermal conductivity constant. Guys, please emphasize here it is minus K, and earlier we have seen it is as Km, where Km is the mean proportionality constant and here K is the thermal conductivity constant, and this minus sign depicts that there is the decrease in the temperature. When will be the decrease in temperature? When the heat flow from one atom to its adjacent atom, as we have seen the body A and body B, there is the temperature drop in body A. So minus sign depicts us that there is the decrease in temperature. And let's proceed with the A. A is the cross-sectional area and dt by dx is the temperature gradient. So Foury's law or law of heat conduction simply says that the rate of heat transfer is proportional to the negative temperature gradient and to the area which is present right angle to that gradient through which heat flows. And that equation can be given in the form of delta Q is equal to minus K into A into dt by dx, where dt by dx is the temperature gradient. Okay, and minus sign says that there is the drop in the temperature and K is the thermal conductivity constant. Okay with this slide? Can I forward? Sorry, can I move forward? Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Now heat transfer by convection. So sorry guys, I have posted my notes pages because it was very lengthy part and these equations are very easy. Easy but yet very prominent to understand it. So I thought to share my handwritten notes apart from constructing in the form of PPT. So here is the forced convection. Now it is the type of convection. So let me tell with the basic definition. The convection is what? There is the heat transfer from one atom to adjacent atom by actual mixing of atom or by collision of atom. So convection, its type is forced convection, where there is the transfer of heat from one atom to its adjacent atom by the implementation of agitator or stirrer. By the force, external force is implemented for the convection process. Easy definition. ठीक है?
You can increase this size.
Okay, sir.
1 by 1 page.
Whether everyone is having difficult to see the font, because you have to emphasize only this diagram. In this diagram also you have to see this graph which is up. Okay. This font I am so it is difficult for me to expand it by single page. So whether it is okay to have this font, please respond. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Now here we are seeing about the forced convection, where there is the implementation of agitator or the stirrer, that is external force for carrying out the convection mechanism of heat transfer. So here you are seeing this particular graph or diagram, you might say. So here this first two block, or let's say it is rectangle, is the metal wall. Okay, this rectangle is the metal wall and this dotted line are the boundaries of hot and cold side. You are seeing, 1 minute, you are seeing my arrow of,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, please focus on this arrow please, because I don't carry the mouse so I don't have the cursor. Okay, no problem. So here in this section we are having the cool fluid or cold fluid, and here we are having the warm fluid, and in between it there is the metal wall. As I have earlier mentioned that there is the presence of metal in between cold and warm area, which is helpful to transfer heat from hot area to cold area. Likewise, this diagram is designed that there is the presence of metal wall in between cold fluid and warm fluid. So these dotted lines are what? They are the boundaries of viscous film of, okay, they are the boundaries between the warm and cold fluid. Okay, समझ में आ गई ये डायग्राम थोड़ी बहुत? ये जो ग्राफ है ना, ये हम देखेंगे। मैं पॉइंट टू पॉइंट एक रीड करके करती हूँ, अगर किसी को कोई इशू होता है तो प्लीज वहां ही मुझे इंटरप्ट करे प्लीज। हाँ, so I am proceeding with the first point. It says that when heat flow from hot body to cool body through metal wall, a force should be applied. As there is the implementation of external force, it comes under the forced convection. The second point says, as I have told, the dotted lines are the boundaries of viscous film on hot and cold side. They are the boundaries of viscous film on hot as well as on cold side. Whereas this L is the thickness of metal wall. This L is what? Thickness of metal wall. The fluid in the right direction. 1 minute. Okay, the fluid in the right direction is denoted by H and H, whereas the fluid in left is denoted by C. Both are in turbulent flow. Now here the flow of fluid point comes, that is turbulent flow. What is turbulent flow? The flow which has the Reynolds number greater than 4000, it is known as turbulent flow. ठीक है, आपको याद आ गया होगा शायद.
Yes.
So first 4 points, what it says, it basically gives the description of the gives the description about the diagram, which says when the heat flow from hot body to cold body through a metal which is present in between them, the dotted lines are the boundaries of viscous film on hot and cold side. The L is the thickness of metal and the fluid on right side is HH and fluid on left side is CC. Both fluids are present in turbulent flow. Turbulent flow is the flow which has the Reynolds number greater than 4000. Now in this graph you are seeing this TA, whether it is visible. This TA,
Yes.
okay, thank you.
Yes.
This TA is the maximum temperature gradient in hot fluid. As you are seeing this graph from cold fluid to hot fluid, we are supposed to emphasize on this TA. What it is? It is the maximum temperature gradient in warm or hot fluid. ठीक है? And this TB, here it is. This TB is the temperature gradient between turbulent and viscous flow. Okay, you are seeing this point. This is the point of TB, which says that it is the temperature gradient between the turbulent flow and the viscous flow. Okay, and this TC is present on the metal wall, which says the temperature between the actual interface between hot water and solid surface. Now this whole section is of hot area. So we have seen TA, TB and TC. So TC is present on metal wall and it is coming under what? Hot area. So we are saying it is temperature between actual interface between hot water and solid surface. ये तीनों points clear हो गए आपके? TA, TB and TC? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. We will repeat it once again. TA क्या है अपना? It is the maximum temperature gradient in hot fluid, where TB, it is the temperature gradient between the temperature between the viscous and turbulent flow. Here you are seeing the point. And TC, it is what? It is present on the metal wall and it is lying in the hot area or warm fluid. So it is the temperature between the actual interface and the hot water. Hot water and solid surface actual interface. Okay, now let's proceed with the 1 minute. Okay, no problem. TF. As we are done with this hot or warm fluid. Now let's come to the cool fluid area. Now this point TD, TE and TF, these all are what? Lying on the cool fluid, and whereas the TD is lying on the metal surface. So similar to the hot fluid, we are going to see one by one. TF is what? TF is the minimum temperature. As it is present in cool fluid, the cold has the minimum temperature, obviously. So it is the minimum temperature on cold surface. Okay, minimum temperature on cold surface, where cold surface, and this TE is the temperature gradient between the turbulent and viscous flow, similar to the TB, but this temperature gradient is for the cold fluid. The TE is the temperature gradient for cool fluid and TB is the temperature gradient for hot fluid, but both depicts the same point, that is, it is the temperature gradient between the turbulent and viscous flow. Okay. Now this TD is similar to what? This TC. What TC was what? It was the temperature between actual interface between hot surface and solid surface. Hot fluid and solid surface. Similarly, this TD it is the temperature gradient between actual interface between cold water and solid surface. Okay, these 6 points are clear to all? Yes?
Yes.
Can I? Okay, thank you. Now let's see. Here I have not. Okay. So, okay, here we are considering similar, that T1 is the temperature of hot area while T2 is the temperature of cold area. So this T1 is present in hot case, and in T2 is the temperature of cool area. Now it is very simple. Curve TC, TB and TA, they are the curve which lying on the hot surface, hot area, TC, TB and TA. Curve lying on the warm fluid, that is hot area, and curve TF, TE and TD are lying in the cool area, that is cool fluid. This page is clear with the diagram. Any query, please? No?
It's
Please,
clear.
guys. Okay, thank you. The next page says us, the first point says, the thickness of film depends on the forced convection. No doubt, if we are applying greater amount of force to the film means what? These dotted lines are considered as what? The boundaries of viscous film on hot and cold areas. Now here first point is saying about its thickness. If we apply forced convection, the thickness of film will decrease because of that force. So the thickness of film depends on the forced convection. Second, subsequent point says us, so film coefficient. Hello?
Hello, student.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now it is 2:33. I was on a call for 2 minutes. Okay, we will stop today because you have already done 3 lectures before this. Okay. Are you getting
Yes.
my voice?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
you will stop. Yeah, remaining part you will prepare and you will inform to the. Okay, I will call Anup sir. You will continue with your preparation. Now you will stop and I ask the student to leave. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Excuse me, sir. Hello? Bhosle, sir.
I will end the meeting, then you will call.
Okay, sir. No problem.